Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I will be talking about Payment Customization API, which is part of the Shopify Payment and Delivery Customization API. But for this video, we will only cover the Payment Customization API, and the next video will be about the Delivery Customization API. But first of all, what is the Shopify Payment Customization API? With this API, you can rename, hide, and reorder Shopify payment that's displayed in the Shopify checkout page, where you can let the Shopify store owner have some custom rule to apply this operation that we mentioned before: rename, hide, and reorder the payment in the checkout page. In this tutorial, we'll be building a Shopify app that allows Shopify store owner to show a specific payment method in the Shopify checkout page when a country is set. For example, we will show cash on delivery if the customer shipping country is Morocco, where I am from. So let's go back to the screen and let's build this Shopify app. So in this tutorial, I will be using the Shopify official remix template for building the app. So as you can see here in the docs, this is the docs for creation and payment function. And as you can see, this is the before and after. So the cash on delivery is there, and here is no longer there, it's hidden. So let's go and build a Shopify app that will do something similar. So we can go to the terminal, and I will go to my Shopify dev folder and git clone, and we will call it payment function API. We will cd into it, npm install first. The command has finished, so the dependency has been installed, and let's clear the command and run npm run dev. This one will be using the Shopify CLI to connect to our Shopify app or create a new one. So we will just create a new one for this demo and call it Payment Customization API. So that's pretty good. So let's just type P so we can preview it on the store. And as you can see here, we will prompt to install it, and we will got the Shopify remix template default content. That's great. So let's quit and let's run npm run Shopify app generate extension, and we will choose the payment customization function. I will just use the default one, and I will use TypeScript because I would like to have type safety, which is come handy in development. Awesome. So let's rerun npm run dev, and this will run the app along with the payment customization function API. And let's duplicate the tab and open it in our favorite code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. Let's zoom up a bit. As you can see here, we have a new folder called extension with the payment customization. We have local for translation. We have generate for the type. This is index, so it's export from this function, the run function. As you can see here, we have a constant not change, so it's just in case there's nothing changed, that's just return operation with empty array. And here we have a JSON from the input, that this is from the meta field that this query is for about. How our Shopify app UI will be connected to the payment customization API is through meta field. So we can, for example, we can set the country code and the payment method that we would like to show for a specific country. So it will be here like the country code that will be Morocco, and the payment method will be cash on delivery. So we will be working on that later on, just to give you an overview for the structure of this extension API. But we will have our logic here, so we will add our logic here. And here we have the test, we have the schema, we have the package JSON, and the Shopify extension Jumbo. So we can have, there's a lot of things here. So we have the name, we have the handle and the type, we have description, and here we can specify the UI path. For example, in our app, it can be like a slash extension slash create. When we are in the settings page to add a new payment extension, this will be redirection to our app to this path, so we can create a new extension. And let's go to the settings page, and we can go to the payment, and after that I already have a payment method manual, which is cash on delivery added, so you can also add it here because I already have it. Let's delete this one and re-add it. Yes, because we add the extension, we need to update the scope for the app to be able to have access to the Shopify Payment Extension API. So we can go to the TOML, and in the scope, this scope, which is write payment customization, and we should run npm Shopify app deploy to update the scope. And we will go to our app and update the scope. So we currently have access to the Shopify function, especially the payment customization API. And if we go back to our settings, so we can go to the payment settings, and we will see the payments method customization. And if we click on manage, we can have this model where you can add customization from our app, and it will be redirection to our app. So let's build the UI part for the app where we can add a new Shopify payment customization. So we can just go back here. I will close all this tab. App, browse, app index. So I will just remove all of this. So let's add a title bar, and let's call it, it will be show instead of hide, show a specific payment method for a specific country. And we will have a primary action of save, and it will be on action, so it will be just an empty function. And let's add a layout. This looking pretty good, but there is no title here. And let's add a form with method post. And let's add a forum, so we can just clean up this stuff. And the forum, I would like to have it from the remix instead of the polarize. Yes. And we can just pull up forum layout, forum layout group, and we can add a text field for the country. The labels will be country code, so we can have, to handle state, we can just have country code, and the default will be Morocco. we need to add the autocomplete here off, and another one for the payment method. For payment by default it will be cash on delivery. So we have two fields for the country and for the payment method. So let's go back and see that in action. Okay, let's make it required, and let's add a label. So it will be payment method, and this one it will be specific country code. So it will be the ISO one. And let's handle the submit. So in action we will have a function to handle submit. So we can have the function here, handle submit, where we'll be using the submit hook from Remix. So we can use the action there. So it will be used submit, it will be from React, and we can pass the data here. So we'll be passing the country code, the payment method, and an extra which will be method which will be post. And here we will that's return all, and we will get in the data from the form data. So form data, it will be await request dot form data, and the country code we can get it here, and the payment, and just console log both of them. So we can click save. We are getting the country code and the payment method from the Remix action, and we can go here and open up the GraphQL admin, and I already have the mutation for creating a payment customization. And as you can see here, we have an input, so we can just look at what we need. So we need the function ID, we need the title, if it's enabled or not, and we can pass some theta field that we can later on get it from the function extension code to be able to add the logic there. So that's good. So let's add this mutation in our code. So it will be response await the admin, and so we need to get the admin here. And we can just go admin GraphQL, and we should be passing the GraphQL stuff. That's great, but we need the variable, which in the case so the first thing is the function ID, pass it. We need the title, so the title will be show payment method for country X. That's good. Enable, by default it should be enabled, but you can have it disabled, and we have meta field. It's an array of meta field that we can pass. In my case I will pass only one, so we can just do, so this will be for app meta field dash payment customization. This is the name space, we have the key, it will be like a function configuration, and we will pass the type. In my case it will be a JSON and the value. So the value will pass JSON.stringify. That's great. For the function ID, so we need to deploy the app. So we need to run Shopify app deploy. And this should create a new environment variable file. So we have the customization ID. This is the ID. So we can just load it from the environment variable. So it will be process .env Shopify. So that's great, and let's run the function. So we can just get the data back, console log it, and we can go here and check if there is some errors. So user error, so it will just return a JSON with error. So there's an issue with the import, which should be imported from Remix node. Even the if in this one it's deprecated. So that's pretty good. So let's add it like this, and this one should be like this. In this one it should be wrapped inside of the input, so it will be input, and we will wrap all of this stuff inside the input, because we are here passing the input, so it's accepting the input, not all of this, but this will be the payment customization input. So we can just click on save, and it should be added. So currently there is no error, so as you can see here, so this stuff is working. So we can double check. We can go here to the payment, and you can see here this stuff. So as you can see here, show delivery of for MA, which is Morocco. That's great. So we just need to add one thing. So we can just return a success, and action data, use action data, and we will pass in the type of action. And when there is an error, I'll show it here. And when it's success, so we can just, let's have a badge, and the tone, it will be success. And we can add a use effect hook. And when it's successful, it will open up the settings for the payment customization. So we click save. As you can see here, it will redirect us to the payment customization, so we can see all the payment there. I will delete both of them, and see it in action. So it's currently showing our payment customization function. So we already have it here right now. So we built the UI part, and let's build the Shopify function part. So let's go to our extension folder, payment customization. We can go to the search and to the run GraphQL. So currently we are getting the meta field that we set here, this one. As you can see here, this will be similar to this one, and the key will be similar to this one, and we are getting the value. So we need the country code, so we'll get it from the localization, and we need the payment method available to the customer on the screen. So it will be ID that we need to pass it to the operation, and we need the name. And after that, we can go back to the run. We have the run input. This auto-generated, so just to make sure that we have the newest type, so we can go back to the screen and run npm run Shopify app function type gen, which will be generating the type for the new GraphQL query that we update. For this one, as you can see here, the GraphQL type has been generated successfully. That's great. For the configuration, we can go back here. We have the country code and the payment method, so we can just pass it from here. And this one, it's a string, and the other one, it's also a string. So for the configuration, we can just check if the configuration dot country code isn't equal, because we don't have a show option, we have only hide option. So we just need, if it's not the one that is currently on, which is in the input dot localization dot country dot ISO code. So if the country that the user specify or the store owner specify in the UI is not the same as the customer typed one in the checkout page, we will get first the payment method ID to hide. So we are finding the method in the input. So just make sure that is include. And if the payment is set, the action which will not, this is auto completion, so sorry for that. So the operation will be hide, and we need to pass one parameter, which is the payment method ID. If not, we will just return no changes. So let's remove this one, and let's test this one. So let's go to the payment and go to manage. I will delete this one. I will go back here, and I have the cash on delivery. So let's go here and paste it. So if the country is Morocco, we'll show the cash on delivery payments method. So let's click on save. As you can see here, show cash on delivery COD for EMA, which is Morocco. And let's go to the Shopify store and place a test order. Click on buy it now. And as you can see here, we are set to Spain. Let's to move it to South Korea. We only have the credit card, but we have in the payment settings, we have the cash on delivery there. So it's currently as a manual payment method, but let's try to click on Morocco. And if we click on Morocco, a new payment method is show up, which is the cash on delivery. Let's try it again. Let's do like a Spain. We only have the credit card. So one thing that will come handy when you are doing development, so we can go back to our old apps. So we can go to the payment customization app, go to the extension, and we can click on our payment customization extension. And as you can see here, we have all the logs here. And for example, this is the recent one, so we can click on it. And as you can see here, we have all the logs. So it's the localization, country, ISO, code is MR, payment customization meta field, the payments method that are displayed during the checkout. So it will help you with debugging your function in case of error. And let's see the one that was successful. I think this one. Yes, it's this one. So the country is Spain, which is yes for the ISO code, and the country that we specify is Morocco, and the operation it will return to hide the payments method number 2, which is in case is the cash on delivery payments method. So that's it for this video. I hope you find it useful, and stay tuned for the next video that will be about the Shopify delivery customization API, and we will have a similar Shopify app, but it will be for the delivery customization API. And thank you so much, and see you on the next video.